Okay, this is sure to ruffle some feathers. My honey badger. This is not a review, it's more of an overview of how I have mine set up. If you are looking for a review, I would highly recommend the Rocky Mountain Gun Club video. It's a great video, go watch it. In the interest of transparency, I think it's reasonable to let you guys know that Q gave me this rifle and suppressor. They did not ask me to make this video. All they wanted was to see a honey badger in Black Canyon Systems content. There was no exchange of money. There were no expectations placed on us by Q. They don't even know that I'm making this video. But since we started the build list out with that 6 ARC that got a lot of people really upset, I figured we might as well follow it up with one of the more controversial companies in the firearm space right now. I waited at the very bottom of the list for this rifle. Months to be exact, while they were fulfilling orders to their dealers and prioritizing actual paying customers. Just like we did for the 6 ARC, we're gonna start at the front. As I said at the beginning of the video, Q sent me this Trash Panda suppressor, silencer, whatever the you want to call it. I don't have a ton of rounds through it, but the 220 subs that I've been throwing through here, both AAC and Denver bullets, it's quiet, and that's what I was hoping for, so thumbs up. Underneath the can is a cherry bomb factory from Q. Moving back, we've got the Surefire Scout Vampire that's infrared and white light on an Arasaka push forward mount. I don't remember the exact model, but it just sets the light a little bit farther forward than you'd otherwise be able to mount it. Rolling over to the top, I've got a Purse 4. The Purse 4 is dummy bright, like very bright, super bright. And when I got my first one, it was like 500 bucks, shipped straight to my door. That was before current events, and good luck now finding one for a reasonable price. Rolling even farther over, the flashlight is activated by this Unity hot button. It is mounted on the very top M-LOK section and fits super nice right next to the purse. I really like having the controls or buttons or flashlights, anything that's hanging off of the end of the rifle. I like it to be very compact and close together, and the fitment on this is pretty unmatched. Most of my rifles have a piece of 550 cord or bump cord as a front sling attachment. Underneath all this junk, we've got the Magpul vert grip. I don't normally like shooting guns with a vert grip, but when I first got the Honey Badger, it felt too small. It's much more comfortable to shoot with the vert grip. It's one of the few guns that I would recommend putting one on because I think it needs it. Farther back, this is an Aimpoint Comp M5. I've got a lot of rounds through it. For a long time, it was on a Scalarworks 193 mount. Grew to really enjoy that, and then I wanted to try a 226 height. So right after the Castle Group FRT 226 was released, I picked one up, and I've been shooting it for a while now. I tend to prefer a 193 height optic. When we get back to the stock, I'll explain why I prefer it for this setup in particular. It was just handy that the clear anodized kind of matched the rest of the Q gun. I haven't swapped anything out on this rifle as far as controls or triggers or anything internal. I've only added stuff to it. So the Honey Badger ships with the Geissele Super Dynamic 3-gun trigger. The only difference that I can really feel between this trigger and the SSAE that I prefer is it's a little bit heavier of a pull. Other than that, it's a Geissele trigger. You'd be very happy with it. Again, I haven't swapped anything else out on here, so it's a Radian Ambi safety. I think it's there 45, that's not quite 45 degrees, whatever it is. Same with the short latch Radian Raptor. The stock is where I see most of the complaints for the Honey Badger, that and the price. But I haven't found the stock to be uncomfortable. I could see if you had an absolute co-witness optic mounted on here where it could be uncomfortable if you were really like digging your cheek in. But this is why I prefer a 2.26 height mount on this gun in particular. I'm kind of floating my chin on the stock as opposed to my cheek, and I mean, it's 300 blackout, it doesn't recoil hardly at all. So frankly, I think complaining about the stock is a pretty lame thing to pick apart on this gun. One of the things I've found about shooting 300 blackout is it can be a little picky as far as mags go, especially if you're shooting some of the heavier grain stuff like 220s, which is almost exclusively what I shoot. The OK Industries Surefeeds, I really like these mags, they work great, but my favorite mag to use is the Colt Straight 20. I've had tremendous success shooting 220 subs out of these Colt Straight 20s, and it's a whole ass vibe on this gun. If you decide to buy a Honey Badger, you're paying a lot for weight reduction, which I would think would be worth it if that's something that matters to you. If it's not something that matters to you, then it's probably not worth it. I don't know. There's really not much more to go over on this gun. This is just how I have mine set up and I really like it. That is my honey badger.